Good, how are you?
Good. Yeah, good, thank you. Good, thank you. Hopefully there's a, fingers crossed, an end in sight to all the madness, but we shall see.
Absolutely. Hopefully Batman will save the day, because I can see that you're
There he
calling
is.
him at the back there.
Yeah, let's hope
So,
let's hope this guy doesn't save the day, otherwise we'd be screwed.
otherwise we'd be
That would
screwed.
actually
Yeah.
be fun.
Oh, really?
Ace Ventura cure COVID.
Exactly. With bad shit.
Yeah, that would be a crazy. Hey, if you see what Marvel are doing these days, all bets are off. Speaking of TV shows, congratulations on yours. It's gone down gangbusters. Abubakar, I spoke to you, I don't know if you remember this, about a year and a bit ago at I think it was a BAFTA junket. It was you and Neve, right. And you can tell me anything about the show. Now you can probably tell me a little.
Yeah, I probably threatened you, didn't I?
Yeah, I think
I was like, if I tell you anything, I'll have to kill you.
Yeah, either that or I think maybe some red dots came up on your chest of these.
Right.
These
okay. Oh, at least.
At least you can tell me something now without giving too much away, because there's still people that haven't kind of caught up with it. But maybe starting with you, how have you taken to the response to the show? Because it seems to have gone down gangbusters so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Like, it's really, really exciting, because we've introduced this like almost dystopian world about this idea of coming into a new world in a time where our world is really screwed. So and I think, yeah, it's an interesting time for people and audiences to watch TV. And this story that has been crafted by Ridley and Aaron has been something that is, again, just such perfect timing. It's so great to kind of be a part of. Yeah, I mean, I've had great reception. I've heard great reception about it. So it's like, it's really kind of cool to be on the receiving end of that,
Yeah. And Amanda, for you, I guess, obviously I can imagine it's the same for you, but we've seen more of you in the promotion and everything because your face is on everything else. How have you taken to the response? Because this has been a big deal.
Yes. Well, I'm from Denmark, and so nothing really happened. It came out really late. It came out in December, and didn't hear much of, obviously, my family and friends, and everyone has been really proud and think it looks great and stuff. But and there's been lots of reviews that has been wonderful, but I try not to pay too much attention to what it says in reviews and stuff. I guess it's when you're in something, you're like, ooh, feel like this when you have to watch it and people talk about it, even if it's this big and it's Ridley Scott. And so, yeah, I'm just happy people are watching it, because we spent so much time and effort and so many beautiful backdrops and costumes and so many people working on it. So I'm just happy that it's worth it.
Yeah, I guess in a strange way, the show has come out at I hesitate to say a good time, but a time when people are at home, they're looking for things to kind of occupy their time. So there's been all these amazing shows. So your show in particular has obviously come out towards Christmas, when we went back into lockdown in the UK particularly. So it's kind of strange timing, but also timing where maybe more people have seen it straight away rather than kind of going back to it on demand or watching it that way. So is it strange to have a show come out when all of this is going on? Has that been a strange kind of sensation? Maybe Amanda, I'll start with you.
I mean, of course it's super strange. I think we all gave each other a high five when we wrapped, and everyone was on the plane and the next day and see you for the premiere. And then it was or not. I guess that was that has obviously been a bummer, because you want to actually you want to connect with people that like it, so you can talk about it and go deeper into the universe. But at the same time, I think we've also been fortunate in a way, because I haven't really noticed in my life that it came out, which is maybe a different experience than it would have been otherwise.
Yeah. Abubakar, have you guys seen each other since you wrapped? I know obviously there's a season 2 coming up, but I mean, is this how you've seen each other more so over the last year on these Zoom calls?
No, I kind of swore that I'd never see Amanda's face again. One of those things that I'd like.
You hope.
Never like.
You
I
hope.
hope. Do you know what I
Like,
mean? I was like, and then COVID happened, and I was like, yes!
Push me out
and
of
then
a
now suddenly,
spaceship.
literally, no,
Go,
no,
mother,
it's.
go.
I mean, like, look, it's a weird time, and I think I got to reinforce what Amanda said. We were very much expecting like a massive premiere and like going, meeting with each other, and it's that feeling of like it's a celebration, as connecting after all the hard work that has been gone into it, and then being in the flesh, put on maybe like 10 pounds. Well, I definitely would have, and been like, look at me in that suit, didn't that look great? Like, you know what I mean? So like, whereas, yeah, it's very weird, but at the same time, it does focus you on the story and the world of it all. So you do actually end up just really taking in the content as it is, rather than necessarily thinking, oh, I remember doing that on that day. Do you know what I mean? So it's it has been a weird time, I think. But it's, again, one of those things where we'll push forward and we'll strive on, which is what basically what the show is about as well, right? It's about surviving and moving on. So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I was going to say that actually, the show is kind of reflective in some ways of things that we're dealing with now, or sort of things that we're talking about. And one of the things that struck me was
AI. No.
Yeah.
I just went with it.
Just went with it, yeah. But the one thing I was going to say was about, obviously, people will go into this knowing about Ridley Scott, and obviously he made Blade Runner all those years ago, which deals with similar themes about AI and religion and what technology is going to do to us in the future, good and bad. When did you know that he was involved when you guys were first kind of getting auditions and everything else? Did you know it was him? Because sometimes they can be very quiet about such things. Abubakar, maybe I'll start with you.
Yeah.
What was that process like?
I mean, terrifying. I mean, like, it was when you've got that name coming in your email inbox, you're like, I'm not getting this. Like, so it was like absolutely horrendous. But like, it was, yeah, we kind of knew from the get-go, it was, he was going to be very hands-on, and he was going to spearhead and set the visual sort of space of this world. And it was really daunting. But at the same time, during the audition process, I met him on like the second round. We had a conversation for like 45 minutes, and he didn't mention the show once. It was all about basically, more so about character, more so about the AI, more so about like, in a general sense, and what he was exploring with that in that front. But didn't even mention really the show once, which was quite funny. But he was lovely. He was great.
He seems to be. He's very, very prolific these days for a guy that's must be pushing into his, later year. He's in the bracket of COVID. Hopefully he's had his vaccine. That's the bracket he's in these days, isn't he?
But he just doesn't stop. Like, I personally think he's an AI, man. Like, he just doesn't stop. Like, it's quite AI, he genuinely is. Like, he's just doesn't just moves on, like, just trains forward. Like, works at
he would be one of the nicest AIs though. I'm like, could he be an AI actually?
he might just be. He might just be. In terms of the process of playing AI, obviously there's very different people. Other actors have played different variations of an AI. From anyone. Jude Law played an AI in AI, to Schwarzenegger playing a Terminator. Very, 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 very different. I just wondered what kind of what was your catalyst for the performance? Did you draw on anything specific, or did Ridley give you any specific directions, or your directors give you anything specific, or was it more that you just kind of you went on your own instincts, if you like, and tried to go with that rather than having someone tell you what to do? Amanda, obviously both your performances are very specific, but yours is very specific. I wondered where your inspiration came from.
Mostly Abu.
Correct answer.
Yeah.
We'll move on.
Yep, that's just it. I like one look at him and I was like, that's it. That's the perfect AI. No. I think, as I've also said in other interviews, I mean, we're so lucky that we're born in the very first scene. Like, wake up. So we had an opportunity to kind of ease into it and learn as we went along, I guess. I mean, we used each other so much. I remember like one day in our trailers, and it was like one of the first scenes, and I was like, Abu, how do we walk? Like, you know? And so it was actually a really fun process just to come up with all these like things that you hadn't been able to think about when you just read the script. And Ridley was a huge help and had answers for everything, and just was really, yeah, I think we really found something in the first couple of episodes together that we were then able to continue working on. But it's very much, I mean, it's very much setting as well. We have so much around us. We look like androids, and so it's more like, oh, can I wrinkle my forehead? Can this android do that? Or can I cry? How do I scream? All these fun questions to sort of play around with. And it was just great to be in it with Abu, because we used each other a lot. Thank you, Abu. Great help.
No, definitely. Like, I think it was one of those things where the set was so, I mean, Ridley had already established this really safe space to play and make mistakes and do crazy stuff. And then again, like, Amanda was so open to just doing crazy shit. So you would just like come up with a choice and then go for it. And then it would always be different. And it's like, because of that space and that kind of fluidity, it's almost like we found the performances as we were going along. We didn't come in with preconceived ideas, because again, we're playing androids in a Ridley, like, you know, in a Scott-free production, Ridley Scott production. He's done 101 androids already. So, you know, we've already got that kind of idea of like, or the audiences anyway have this idea of like, oh, I wonder what these androids are going to be like, right? And to make it unique and make it our own, I think what really helped again was the direction, the space, but also just working with a terrifying mother. So it was great. So yeah.
Indeed. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for your time. Good luck with your next season.
Thank you.
You're now in the
Thank
lexicon
you.
of fan theories. So if you get a chance to go online, or you want
Brilliant.
to have a little look, it's all the rage these days. Fan theories about everything, just everything.
Of course.
There's loads on YouTube if you want to have a look. Good luck, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey!